G'day, Rockhound here! There's been a lot going on since the finals open beta started. In my last news video about the finals, the game had reached peak player numbers of around 140,000 on Steam, placing it into the top 5 on Steam charts. Since then, player numbers have pushed up to a peak of just a touch under 230,000 and reached the top 4. It's quite an astonishing amount of interest for the game, especially considering it's at the open beta stage, and I think it really bodes well for the game's release, which Embark Studios is aiming to achieve at the end of the year. For those of you new to my channel, I focus on news about the game, detailed breakdowns of the finals game trailers, reviews of the game at its various stages of development, and interviews with the Embark team, amongst other things. So if that sounds like your thing, please stick around by doing the usual YouTube business. Anyhow, let's look at what's been happening since the open beta started. We've had a few updates from the developers who, as you can imagine, are head down trying to solve issues and bugs that have been appearing as fast as they can. Around 24 hours into the beta, Dusty Gustafsson, Embark Studios customer support lead, posted the following in the community Discord. Hello friends, it's almost been 24 hours since the start of the open beta and so many of you are joining in to help us test. So many people are playing that we've hit the ceiling of our current capacity. The team is currently working on a solution, and in the meantime we have put a cap on the number of players. As soon as we have it fixed, we'll open it back up again. This means it might take a while to get a match and you might get an error message while attempting to join the game. The devs are on the case and will let you know when we're back up in full swing. So the popularity of the finals is a double-edged sword for sure. It's certainly making any issues apparent to the devs pretty quickly as the feedback rolls in, and their game infrastructure is obviously being pushed to the limit, and we can see this from Dusty's other posts in the official Discord for the finals. She wrote, "We're currently tracking a new issue with Steam authentication that is knocking many of you out of the game and prompting an error 500 message. Devs are on it and we hope to be back up and running again soon." And also the following message, "Hello my friends, as we firefight to accommodate the massive number of people playing the finals right now, we're well aware that many of you are suffering from matchmaking suspensions due to unintentional triggering of the leaver penalty." Now this is a penalty that you receive if you leave a game early and leave your teammates without you. We know this is really frustrating for you and we have a temporary solution in the mix to alleviate some of this pain. One, we have reset all matchmaking suspensions. Some may still exist if they happened after a certain point. Two, we will make it so the max suspension time is 30 minutes with initial suspensions lasting just 10 minutes. Three, we will open up quick cache and bank it so that you can still play the game while suspended. Tournaments will remain blocked for those with an active suspension. The devs who fix this for us send their love and respect to you all. This is a beta and the point is to fix stuff like this. At the same time, we know you're taking time out of your days to help us get this game in shape for release. You beta players are our heroes. We could not do this without you. For now, we're continuing to battle server issues and matchmaking times will continue to be longer than they should be. Rest assured, we will continue to work on this into the weekend. Thank you for all your support, Dusty. Now, as well as Dusty's very clear reports of the issues they're working on, it's also clear that their team has been having success with solving some issues too. As she later posted, "Happy to report that we think the issue causing tournaments to freeze in between matches has been resolved. Hop into the arena and let us know if your experience has improved. Also, we've managed to increase server capacity, boosting all 3 regions. This change is rolling out now and will continue over the next few hours. As always, thank you for being here and helping us beta test the game, Dusty." Now, Embark hasn't released an official patch for the game yet, as I suspect they've simply been focused on making sure people can connect to the servers and that the servers stay up. Also, as a lot of the game is run server-side, like the destruction and movement, I reckon they're probably able to make some updates on the fly without having to update our client-side files for the game. Having said that, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a patch for the game being sent out in the next day or two. It's been really interesting to watch videos and streams from well-known content creators since the open beta started. The general vibe I've seen is that most of them are really impressed, with some having minor complaints here and there. For instance, Soddy, a well-known Battlefield player, was playing with Jack Frags and Will from Work and said, "This might be one of the lowest latency games I've played." And in the same video, Will from Work said, "The finals is one of the best games I've ever played." Now, I also watched Shroud playing the game for a few hours as well, and despite at one point when he was asked, "Is the movement fun?" that he said it's fun when it's not laggy and 90% of the time it feels laggy, but if it wasn't, it would be great. He also added, if they can get it really polished, oh boy. And he also spent a lot of the stream laughing his head off at the destruction and chaos. Within the finals Discord, there are plenty of bugs being reported, and I've seen my fair share as well, including game crashes and not being able to matchmake, as well as random weird glitches like cache faults being invisible. These are all the sorts of things that I would have expected from an open playtest where over 200,000 players are in-game at once. And I think the interesting thing will be to see how well the game is running at the end of the playtest compared to the start, because that will be a good indication of how quickly Embark can resolve any major issues. Anyhow, overall, I would say the vibe is really positive for the game, but with plenty of bugs being reported as well. And one massive win is the number of players that are reporting they are getting frame rates of over 200 FPS, which is phenomenal. Anyhow, I'll update you again once we have more news from Embark Studios, hopefully including some patch notes to go through. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Give a like or comment as you see fit, and enjoy the rest of your day. Kia kaha, stay strong.
Everybody knows the world ain't right. Down on your knees, get up and fight.